It is my very sad honor to welcome to Malacanang Palace for the last time our dear friend and colleague, the late Secretary Cerge Remonde, who passed away last Tuesday as the peak of his second career. The first career in journalism and the second career in public service. He reached the peak of journalism, he reached the peak of public service as a cabinet member. And so he deserved it all. Cerge gave fully of himself for the sake of our country, both in government for the last 9 years and in media since he was 18 years old. I remember Cerge interviewing me frequently over the phone in Cebuano when I was still a new senator. That exposure helped me because it made many people in the Visayas and Mindanao realize that I spoke Cebuano, and that culminated in my landslides in 1995, in 1998, and in 2004 in the Visayan-speaking provinces of Visayas and Mindanao. Also, when I was a senator, not in politics but in our governance work, when we would discuss in caucus proposed measures that involved media, Cerge was always quoted, was always consulted, was considered a leader among stakeholders whose opinion we should always take into account. I learned early then to take Cerge's opinion into account, and that was carried on not only in my work as senator, but in my work as president with Cerge beside me. So I looked at him that way in his various capacities in our government. He came in as press undersecretary, then head of Channel 13, then head of Channel 9, then head of all government media, then head of PMS, and finally press secretary. He was a very sensitive person. When he would be hurt, he would let me know about it and would always make up. But he was also a person of very wise counsel. His questions, even in cabinet meetings, in discussions and debates, were questions that a journalist would ask. He always brought the journalist's perspective into our discussions, and that made us the better for the decisions that we made. We've been talking about Cerge for days now, and indeed, I could see how loved he was. But I had a glimpse of that already when he was leaving the PMS to become press secretary. The PMS senior staff were telling me how sad they were to see him go. And he himself was feeling so fulfilled in PMS that he hesitated to become press secretary. But then, as we said in the beginning, he had given his life for his country, and it was also for his country and for me that he decided to accept to be press secretary. Now, he is here with us for the last time in Malacanang. We mourn the loss of this faithful and talented media man and public servant. Many of you here, I am sure, remember him for his charm. He always had a great sense of humor, his wit and his solicitude for individuals, as well as for his ideals, his love for people, as well as his principles. Cerge, we will miss you. But as you have Senor Santo Niño beside you, and as Marit said last night, Santo Niño and Sunulog have played such important parts in the milestones in Cerge's life. We pray that you are now singing Pit Señor in heaven. Goodbye, Cerge. Rest in peace.